So for a long time, I've been wanting to make these sort of animatic stories, but I couldn't decide where to start or what video I should do for my quote unquote first video. Well, at the beginning of the semester, my professor gave us an assignment to do a presentation about ourselves because of reasons, and because that's the kind of thing you assign at the beginning of a semester. The expected outcome was for everyone to just use PowerPoint, although there was no required format. So I figured, hey, here's a chance to test my style and efficiency within a mandatory deadline, and an about me is probably the best first video I could do. And also generic, but who cares? The test was successful, and I learned that it took way too much time. But I finished it.
Barely.
I have since been introduced to the Keyframe Caddy extension for Flash, and oh my gosh, where has this been all my life? It's so perfect for my desired format, and it looks better. Still, I put all that work into the project and everyone liked it, so I might as well upload it. It's just gonna look different from this intro. So here it is. I was born on June 2nd, 1990 at some hospital in Boca Raton that I'm too lazy to ask my mom for the name of. Funny story though, the doctor apparently had something else to do that day and wanted to get the delivery out of the way early, so he tried to make me be born at like 6 or 7 a.m. Not that I know how one would do that short of a C-section, but I said hell no to that and slept in until 10. Some things never change. I have 3 younger brothers, and the oldest of which was born at the same hospital. I don't know where the other ones were born. At a hospital, obviously. That's about all I know. My dad is Puerto Rican, as in both of his parents emigrated from Puerto Rico, and my mom is a little bit of every kind of white there is, mostly Italian and Irish, I think. I have no children, but I have a dog and a ferret, so that's something. I actually helped whelp my dog because we used to breed Papillons, which is a type of small dog with large furry ears that resemble butterfly wings, hence their name. Papillon is French for butterfly. My dog was actually the granddaughter of the first Papillon that we got, that my mom then fell in love with the breed and then flew out to Texas to get a wife for him. My dog was the runt of her litter, and my mom thought she would not survive the night. But that was over 8 years ago. So, yeah. As for culture, quote unquote, I don't know. I'm a fairly uncultured person in general. I mean, I was what you'd call a cradle Catholic, and I'd been going to the same church every Sunday since before I was born, and I even went to a Catholic school for 3 years. So yeah, I was raised on Catholic traditions, like Christmas and no meat during Lent on Fridays and other weird rules, as well as, like I said, going to church every Sunday. But now I'm kind of just a regular generic Christian for reasons that are too long and complicated to get into now. I mean, personally, I'm kind of into nerd culture now. That's a culture, right? Although, not all of it. Sort of like pick and choose. Just things like anime, which is Japanese cartoons, Disney, which almost isn't nerd, maybe more childish, but whatever, video games, mostly Nintendo, again, childish, Dungeons and Dragons, certain American cartoons that are awesome, and most importantly, Pokemon, because that's actually a big deal for me. I've been a fan of Pokemon since Pokemon first started 20 years ago. And actually, my love of Pokemon is responsible for getting me to where I am today. Let me explain. Where I am today is working at Name of Daycare here as an assistant teacher in the 1-year-olds / floater. Point is, I actually enjoy it, obviously, because I'm pursuing child education classes. But the center itself is owned by the mother of one of my friends. And that's how I got the interview, was because I knew the director. Not to say that I couldn't get the job on my own without an in, but, it's hard to get a job anywhere, much less in a specified field, without knowing someone on the inside. I met this friend a few summers ago when we worked at the Name of Summer Camp here together. And I only started working at that camp, and actually I only started working with children at all because I started working at that camp, and I worked at that camp because another friend told me about this camp and said that it was awesome, and he recommended me to the director because he worked there. So he recommended me to the camp director the next summer, and that's how I got that interview. Again, probably could have done it without his help, but I wouldn't have had the opportunity without knowing someone because reasons. Anyway, I met this friend in a phys ed class my senior year of high school. And back in high school and a little bit nowadays, I'm kind of socially awkward and not too good at initiating friendships and all that stuff. So the only reason I actually talked to him and made friends with him was because I overheard him and his small group of friends talking about Pokemon. And that's one of the few things that'll just overcome my socially awkwardness, and I'll just jump in and be like, hey, I heard you talking about Pokemon. I didn't know I wasn't the only one that was nerdy enough to like Pokemon in high school. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Nerdy things and drawing are kind of what I do with most of my time. So, most of my free time that's not working with children, obviously. So, I guess that would be considered my culture, quote unquote, with a background in Christianity. The end.